Hi everyone, thank you for watching my channel, and this is Create Junk Journals with Mary Lou, and today is another day in the 100-day project. I don't remember what day we're on until I start putting the video on YouTube. Today I am continuing with decorations for the Gothic Architecture Journal that I am working on. But I want to make a quick, easy project that is going to be really messy. So what I'm going to use is what you see right in front of you here. I have a couple of colors of oxide sprays, and I'm lucky enough that I have it from a blue, a green, a yellow, all the way to the vintage photo. So I will go through the colors in a little bit. And I'm also going to use my infusions. They're by Paperartsy, and I love what they do. You will see me use these quite often because I really enjoy working with them. I like dyeing paper with them. I like painting with them. I like mixing them in different mediums. And so that is part of what we will be doing today, except that we're not going to use many mediums. This is really what it is, and water. And then on top of that, I'm going to splatter with gold paint. And of course, I'm using the Paperartsy gold paint because I think the Paperartsy gold paint is the brightest paint I have. So what are we going to do with that? Well, this is an example from a previous journal that I've made, and it was more pink. It was more of a shabby chic one, and you can see like all the different colors of what is in what happens after you spray it and let it dry. And this is done with the Foundations paper by Vicky Bouton. That is not what I'm going to use today. Well, there's some foundations in there. But yeah, hope you get an idea of how beautiful this is. Like, this is all the oxidation that has happened in these bits and pieces. So what I am going to do, this is based on a project that I saw Louisa Heinzel do. And I fell in love with it and had to try it for myself. And look at this, look at these colors. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so let's get started. I have already die cut a whole bunch of flowers, and I've done a few little labels as well. And this is mostly like just to experiment and see what is going to happen. I have an old lettuce container. They're fantastic containers. Look, they're really deep. So right here I have all the flowers that I've been cutting. I have a few different dyes. And I am really sorry. I do not remember where these dyes are all from, who designed them, where they're from. I have them, I store them in a little container to throw them all in there. I don't keep the packaging. I just put them in there so that I can see what they are. Like, they're the magnetic sheets. Anyway, I am going to just throw this in here. So you can see, like, there's little labels that I've cut out of magazines. I've cut the flowers out of magazines. And I've actually like done them double because the papers are fairly thin. This is just cardstock. This is a file folder. Again, just the magazine pieces. Do you like making a mess with paints and inks and water, and just to see what will happen? I don't know if I want to put them all at the same time in there. I think I want to do it in little batches, so I'm just going to take some of it out so that we have different, we can make different colors. I think I want to do like a batch of blue-green and then a batch of orangey red and then a batch of orangey with some brown. All right, let's see what happens. First off, I am going to use the Distress Oxide crushed olive. You have to shake them really well so that they mix a little bit better. All right, there we go. This should be good. And you can see, like, I really don't care. Mix it. Let's see. Should have probably shaken that a little bit better. Okay. Okay, add some water. And what Louisa Heinzel was doing was she was putting it in a jar and then shaking them. I don't want to put them in a jar. I don't want to shake them all too hard because some of it is just plain paper. I am making it fly though. All right, a little bit more water. Oh, whoops, that's not water. This is water. I'm going to add a little bit more water to it because the water will activate the oxides a little bit better and will make it do what it does best, and that's oxidize. You can see it happening already. Yeah, it's beautiful. So I want to use a little, I think I'm going to use the sage. It gives a beautiful color. And I won't use a lot. So the way that I have mine is I've taken the inside of the lid and I've stuck it in here so that I have a little, it doesn't give a lot of powder. But I didn't want to have the hole in the lid, so now it doesn't spill all over the place. So the cool thing with this is that it has multiple colors in it to create one. And that is what we're going to try and activate. Right, let's spray a little bit more water. Oh, you can see it happening already. Do you see all the different colors starting? Let me show you. Look at that. Oh, I got actually hold it in the camera. There we go. You see all the different colors in that? That is what the Paperartsy Infusions do. Right here's another one. Look how gorgeous. You know what? I don't want to do much more to this. I just want to put it somewhere to dry. So I'm just going to grab my tray to dry them. All right, the first batch is dry, but with the magic of video. So here are some of the pieces that have come out of it. They are absolutely amazing. Look how cute that is. That is a piece of this is actually a digital that I printed out on cardstock, and then we dyed it. That's what happens. This is just a magazine piece. So you can see like all the different color variations, and right there, look at that one. And because we're mixing different mediums with the distress oxides and the infusions, we get different colors and different shades of color, and it just, I don't know what happened here. I don't know where the beginning is, and I don't know where the end is, but I think this is 2 pieces. Yes, it is. Right there. All right, you get the idea. So let's carry on to the next color. I'm just going to slide this over. Okay. Spread them out a little bit better. And make sure that they are separated, because I think that was kind of part of the problem with those. All right, let's start with a little ripe persimmon. Persimmon? Is it persimmon or persimmon? Persimmon. In Dutch, we put the accents in different places, so it's always tough to see where. Oh, this one doesn't want to come up. There it is. You always want to hear that rattle going. That means it's mixing properly again. There we go. All right. Ooh, that's bright. I forgot how bright that is. Whew, that is really, really orange. All right, let's try and tone that down with the wild honey. Ooh. Okay. Scattered straw. I think I am just making it worse and worse. Yeah, it's not too bad. I'll try a little bit more of that one. Spray the water. Let it do its thing. See what happens. And you see I'm using lots of water. I want this to really oxidize. Okay. It's not going to move at all. So what I'm going to use on top of this for infusions is the Sunset Beach. It will give it also a little bit of an orange, so I won't use too much of it. A little bit of a red orange. Oh, can you see the colors? How pretty is that? Oh my goodness. I love it. I don't even want to take it out of here, you guys. I just want to let it sit in there and dry it just like that, because this is stunning. All right, I'm just going to dry it and I'll be right back. All right, I have them dried and they're on the side, but look at this. I actually want to reactivate this and use the colors to dye this tri-folded tag, because I think it's really boring, and I think that is going to make it look absolutely stunning. So I'm going to reactivate this just by spraying water on it. That's the bonus of using a plastic container. be wide enough. No. So I'm going to have to do it one side at a time. Oh yeah. That is so cool, because it gives a little bit of a design too when I'm pressing it down in here. Not overly, and it's kind of drippy, but that's all good. That's what I want. Woo. Let's use a little bit more water. We'll probably pick up some of the green as well. Do I want it to be perfect? Nope. I just want to have color on here. I want to have this color on here. I don't want to waste all that ink and those beautiful, beautiful colors. Okay. Whoops, now it ripped. That's okay. How beautiful is that? Once that dries, it's going to be stunning. All right, so this is dry, and this did something really, really cool. Because I had already inked around the edges, because I wasn't going to do anything with it, the Distress ink bled out. Look how cool that looks now. I am very happy with how this looks. All right, so I'll show you the flowers, how they came out. They're still a little damp, so they're sticking to the inside of the container. There we go. So when you are working with oxides, they go on very, very bright, and then when they dry just kind of chalky and pretty and faint. It's just a much softer color than when you first put it on, and it's always shocking how that happens. So this is the one side, this is the other side. I don't know which side I like better. Here's the little leaves. There. And they're all going to have to dry definitely overnight to make sure that they're completely dry before we can use them, which is fine. This is just a small project. So we have the last batch, and I want to use well, I kind of want a little bit more blue. So instead of doing the red and the brown, I think I want to use some blues. And I will use a little bit of red and brown. Bear with me, I am just doing this as I'm going, so I'm thinking of the colors as I'm going. I am just coming up with this. So what I'm going to do is I have the speckled egg here, and I just want to spray that one and make sure everything is really, really well covered. Here we go. And then we'll add the water. Do you see something cool happening? I don't know if you can see this. Right here, it is resisting the ink from the magazine. How interesting is that? Didn't know that would happen. Okay, so then I have, I have in the navy or royal blue. I think I want to use in the navy. I think it's a little bit deeper blue than the royal blue. Okay, let's try to add the royal blue as well. Let's see. That hole is not big enough. All right, so I've got all the colors done and they are dry. The blue turned into a bit messy because I lost the lid of the infusions inside the jar, and that makes her a bit of a messy situation. I am pretty sure I have navy blue or royal blue infusion everywhere now, but this is what has come out of it, and I like that not everything is completely covered, but there's some beautiful colors here. Like, look at this. I did the red ones too. Look at this little tag. How gorgeous is that? I am very, very happy with this. So now what it needs is some gold splatter just to finish it off. I have a lot of green, but that's okay. I will use these in other projects as well, so it's not like they're going to go to waste or anything like that. Just trying to make it a little bit more of a single layer so that I can splatter it properly, and we'll have to let it dry overnight and maybe splatter it again tomorrow so that it really has a good like everything will be covered in a little bit of gold. Everything needs a little bit of gold. Okay, so to make your paint thin enough that you can splatter with it, you need to add water. I'm still taking flowers apart. Whoops. And swiping gold paint. I took a little bit too much paint, so I have a lot of gold paint on my brush. So I have this the gold paint right here, and that's just a lid from a container. And I am spraying lots of water on it so that it's nice and runny, and I'm mixing it just to see if this is good enough. And the Paperartsy paint is so pigmented and it has so much sparkle in it. It is just beautiful to use for splatter because it really, really stands out. I do not want my punch to be splattered. Pretty sure I'll have gold splatter on everything again. I don't think there's ever a time where I don't have gold splatter on my art supplies or myself and my glasses, because it just went on my glasses. This is really the messiest part, is splattering And you can do this with white, you can do it with black. I just like using gold. I like using lots of it. And you can see it's thin enough that I get lots of splatter coming off. And it is still leaving a lot of pigment on everything. Okay, I am not going to dry the gold splatter, so this is where it's going to stay. I'll show you a couple that look like they are already dry. So right here, this one looks to be dry already. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. Yes, right there, you can see the sparkle. Let's see for a green one. Oh, this has a little label on it. Trying to get the light to catch the sparkle. Here is a little blue. And red. Oh, it shows up really nice on the red. So this is where I'm going to leave it for today. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you find some inspiration from this to use your supplies. It doesn't matter if you're making a mess or if you're going to be able to use it in that journal. But you know what? If you don't try it, you'll never know. And it is really cool to be able to just use your supplies that you're sitting there, like, you know, like they're just sitting on a shelf and you're not using them, and you should be using them. They cost a lot of money, and that's what they're there for. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button. I would like to know what you think of it. I am open to constructive criticism. You know, I want to thank Louisa Heinzel for showing me how to do this. It is something that has changed my idea of what you can do with die cuts. I thought they were boring, and now I see them in a completely different light. So check her videos out as well, and I will link the video where she is showing how she does this, because she is absolutely brilliant and she does it so much better than I do. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to follow me for the next 100 days, because this is the kind of things that I like to do, and that is what I like to create into my journal. So if you are enjoying watching that, please hit the subscribe button so you know when I am releasing a new video. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.